Hey, it's Timmer and Richard with the next installment of Armchair Quarterbacks. And today we are talking about how do you decide whether you outsource or build in house? Kind of the next in our progression of growing and maturing companies. So um, that's the topic for today. But we always start with our most interesting use of AI. Um, I got two
Fantastic.
today.
One will be mine.
Okay. You want me to do both? And then you can just
You
take
can do
credit for whichever one's most
you can do
interesting.
both, and then mine's like 30 seconds.
Okay, go.
Oh, hi. So I got an email from ChatGPT saying that something I was interested in had updated, and I'm like, huh. Apparently, on a question that I had asked ChatGPT, somehow, and I don't know how I did this, but I had scheduled it to look every Friday on an update. So it was something that Brenda asked me, and I'm like, hey, there's actually research on this. And so every Friday, apparently, I ended up canceling the scheduled look, but it looks every Friday and would provide me with an update on any research it found on that subject. So I'm like,
I
asked it a
had no
question.
idea that you could schedule like
Apparently,
recurring.
you can schedule it to look for any additional whatever it is on the subject or question that you had asked.
That is super
And
cool.
then I had to go in and cancel the schedule. And so I'm like, how do you cancel a scheduled question? Like, because I didn't know I did it. So, yes, it is possible. And it provided me with an email saying that I had an update. And when I clicked the link in the email, it just took me to the page. It didn't actually take me straight to the update. It just took me to the page. And then I'm like, why did you send me this email? And then it gave me a response as to, well, you scheduled a question on blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are there any updates? No, because
No.
it was like some esoteric research, like give me clinical studies done by Harvard or the NIH on the effectiveness of XYZ. And so, of course, this doesn't happen periodically. Like I said, it was a question where I'm like, where Brenda asked me on whatever research that was. And I'm like, you know what? I swear there was NIH research on this or Harvard research on this. So I looked it up on ChatGPT. I didn't realize I was setting it a schedule to ask that question every Friday.
Do you primarily search on
Yes.
an LLM as opposed to Google now?
Depends, but yes.
Oh, that's really
Yep.
interesting.
So, in fact, I've talked to marketers that say there's a big problem in uh, uh, Google, in search engine revenues because people are now switching their behavior to use their LLMs as their search engine. And so which I think is one of the reasons why, well, it's not one of the reasons why, but ChatGPT is coming up with its own browser so that you just put the question straight in it. I think also it wants to track all your behavior so that it becomes as good as Google in terms of data set.
Mhm.
So the things that'll make you win are: do you have a data set? Do you have an algorithm? Do you have a chipset? And whatever fourth thing I'm not remembering. And this is not mine, this came from someone else. And Google is the only one who has the fourth thing that I'm not remembering. They're working on a chipset themselves, right? The other chipset manufacturers have a chipset but don't have an algorithm or the data.
Yeah.
The Google has an algorithm, and Google has all your data, everything you've ever done online ever.
Far.
So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why you see ChatGPT trying to create a browser so that they get a bigger data set and a
Yeah.
cheaper data set. They have the algorithm. They may or may not need the chipset, but Google is working on their own. And I forget what number 4 was.
Audience.
I think it was channel or audience or something like that.
Yeah. So
I think it was channel.
we redid our website, and it performs it's way faster. It's performing better. SEO's better. And we're tracking lead sources. And it's really interesting to see our lead sources. Like we've changed the way we write blog posts and content on the website so that we optimize for SEO, like we would have traditionally. We use, stack blog articles full of keywords and whatnot. But we changed the way we do titles. So now the titles are primarily questions in our blogs because answer engines, LLMs, like questions. And you can become an authority if you're asking and answering a question. So we've restructured our blog so that the H1, the title of it is a question. We do the blog post. We do all the SEO keywords because you still have to do that. And at the end, all of our blog posts now include FAQs, which are questions and answers. And we're watching our source of leads come in, and our leads from our website are way up. And it took a little while to build that authority, but let's say 3 or 4 months into doing this, we're now getting, knock on wood, pretty good lead flow from the website for the first time. And initially it was mostly SEO, but now it's AEO, and we can see where they're coming from these answer engines. And it's really very, I think it's interesting. So I think user behavior is changing.
100%.
And the algorithms, of course, 100%. Are changing.
And so it's not going to be just HR people or whatever that are finding it tough to find a job. It's going to be, it's going to be whole business models that change. Yeah. Oh, I guess that's the second thing is I was talking to an old friend, worked at a great big company forever, was part of a layoff, got a nice package. And in part of that package, there was some placement services, right? And so they helped him with his resume, and they helped him. And so he's been putting it out there a lot. He hasn't gotten much traction. And one of the things he said to me when I met with him recently was, haven't gotten much traction. Like one of the callbacks was from an AI bot where it just asked me questions and I responded through texting, where essentially the first interview happened by an AI agent.
Yeah, interesting.
So
you said
HR people, tough.
Yeah, that's what you've said is, there are several like industry
functions.
Yeah, several industry functions that are going to go away. Accounting.
100%.
A lot of people in the sales industry are saying that salespeople are going to go away.
BDR activities.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same way if you wanted to book a vacation in the 1990s, that changed overnight. A whole industry of people that just used to find you great flights, a rental car, and a vacation home is now replaced by Vrbo and
Expedia at the time when it
100%,
flipped.
100%.
Hotwire.
And it changed overnight. And that whole, we knew people.
Oh, yeah. My dad had a lady that she called at the travel agency and would mail out a package. And I can't believe that.
So that's going to happen to some things. But the positive story is we've had disruptions before, technology disruptions before. And we've always ended back up at full employment, right? Full employment being that 4+% unemployment rate, which is always what you're going to get in an economy where people are turning over and finding new jobs. There's always going to be some healthy turnover.
Yeah. So I think people that say jobs will not be lost to AI are full of crap. Jobs are currently 100%. Being lost to AI. That, in my mind, is a natural evolution of what happens with new technologies. Jobs will be lost. I think this is going to be a bigger one. I think this is going to be a significant evolution where lots and lots of jobs are going to be lost, but lots and lots of jobs are going to be created. The thing I'm trying to tell my son is, and everybody I mentor is, look, here's the reality. You can stick your head in the sand and avoid AI. And here's where it'll work for you. If you're physically doing something, if you're a plumber, if you're an electrician,
the trades,
physically doing something, you might be able to avoid AI. But the designers that are designing the stuff that you do, it'll be AI. But society is going to bifurcate. Those people who use AI effectively are going to accelerate and be more efficient and get more done. And the people that are really good with it are going to be rewarded for it. And the other side is those people that avoid it and pretend like it's not happening or things aren't going to change. They're going to get run over like a freaking freight train. It's coming. You can't avoid it. It's here. We're already seeing the impact of it, and in the next 3 or 4 years, it will be everywhere. I drive a Rivian SUV, and on Wednesday of last week, they talked about their AI and autonomous updates that are coming in 2026. Self-parking, point-to-point driving. All of the cars are going to be connected, so they all learn from this network of cars anonymously. And all of those learnings are going to come from AI, and it's going to be pushed continuously to the cars. So, I mean, it is coming everywhere. There is no avoiding it. And I don't think it's a good evolution, right? I don't think you should avoid it.
I think I wondered, because it was the start of my career. So I wondered if in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, how much disruption the introduction of the personal computer had. Because I know that it eliminated, people needing to schlep documents back and forth, and the amount of mail that was out there, and whole groups of people, bookkeepers, that you used to have an army of bookkeepers that dealt with 13 column paper in literal books where they would jot down numbers and switch between pages to make sure things balanced. And now you had computers adding stuff up, like spreadsheets. Imagine before spreadsheets was a thing. Imagine before Word documents were a thing. Imagine before PowerPoint. Like, just those three, the Office suite of products, dramatically changed employment in the United States. And we don't talk about that, right? But it did.
100%, yeah.
Receptionists aren't a thing anymore because we don't use landline telephones. So there's a whole group of jobs that have been eliminated, even in our own lifetime, that we don't really talk about or think about. But somehow AI is something we all should be afraid of. Robotics came to the job shop, right? Robotics came to the manufacturing floor some time ago, and a bunch of floor or manufacturing line workers were replaced by engineers and robotics workers and whatnot. And I remember at the time a bunch of white collar workers looking at the blue collar workers who were getting their jobs replaced by robots, saying, "Get over it, learn a new trick, blah, blah, blah." And so now I'm like, get over it, learn a new trick.
Yeah.
So I don't know what a right answer is. I don't know if this is going to be more disruptive than in the past, but the introduction of the car and oh God, what's his name? I forget his name, but there's you would recognize him if you saw him. He talks about the fact that in a 10-year period or 15-year period, the city of New York went from 85% horses to 85% cars.
Wow.
Right? If you think about that, a decade is maybe to young people, a decade is a long period of time. I can tell you a decade ain't nothing. So imagine all the vets living on Park Avenue, what happened to them, all the shoeing people, all the feed people, all the the sanitation workers that used to sweep the streets. Look at the old cartoons, the old Warner Brothers and the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and inevitably you'll see someone with a broom in the street and a bucket. That was for horses, because we had horses in our streets. And in a 10-year period, that changed.
But the flip side, the flip side is all the infrastructure to support the cars, tires, and gas stations, and repair shops, and windshield repair.
Yeah.
And, it just goes on and on and on. So I hope I
And
didn't.
no, exactly right.
Yeah.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Is, man, if you shoed horses, if you delivered hay and feed, life sucked for you in that 10-year period. You saw your job disappear. If you were replacing, if you were maintaining engines, if you were replacing broken things on an automobile, wow, did you see growth? So yes, it's 100% disruptive. It's absolutely going to be disruptive. But I'm not willing to say that humanity is going to be made worse off for it.
What we're talking about here, this friction or push pull with evolution. We're seeing it in other places as well, right? So this happens to be AI that we started talking about. But there's a really interesting experiment, and I hope that this episode, this podcast, lives on somewhere for many years, because looking back, it's going to be a really interesting exercise. And the thing I'm thinking about now is, during the Biden administration, the Infrastructure Act was passed. The all the renewable energy things, just got pushed so hard. Electric vehicles, pathways for charging stations, and as a result of that, it became less expensive to actually stand up solar and wind farms than it did just to operate oil and gas pumping stations. So what's happened with the next administration is a bunch of those environmental regulations have been rolled back. The Infrastructure Act's been gutted, and subsidies have been put back into the oil and gas industry. So you went from the shift from renewables back to coal has been restarted, and also oil and gas exploration in our national parks and out in the ocean. I'm going to be fascinated to see, and I think it's about evolution, right? So
yeah,
I think this administration is uncomfortable with the same type of evolution that we're talking about between traditional search and the evolution to AI in the energy space, and particularly in the grid scale, big energy space.
Yeah.
I'll be fascinated to look back 5 years from now to see what's happened there.
Yeah. Two comments. Interestingly enough, anytime that there's an energy breakthrough, there's also a transportation breakthrough. So I've been waiting with bated breath, because I hate cars and traffic. I hate people, really, but I hate cars and traffic because people are in them. I've been waiting for a real breakthrough in energy, thinking that, well, maybe a breakthrough in transportation is short behind. We harnessed wind, and we got the sailboat. We harnessed steam, and we got the steam engine, both the locomotive and the steamboat, etc. We harnessed the burning of fossil fuels, and we got the automobile, we got the truck, we got the diesel train, we got the airplane. And so I'm looking forward to whatever next breakthrough is. And it might just be incremental. It might just be making a pencil into a mechanical pencil, and that we don't really change the car. We just change what the car is fueled by. It's fueled by electricity now, and it's not fueled by fossil fuels. But I can't wait for us to have a real breakthrough in energy, so that we get our next real breakthrough in transportation, because I would love to be beamed somewhere rather than have to go there linearly, right? Transportation is so linear. Even in through the air, it ends up with another dimension, but only temporarily until you come back down again, right? So two-dimensional transportation is just a pain in the butt. I'd like to get to three-dimensional and then four-dimensional transport. That'd be awesome. So that's point number one: is watch energy closely, because it's not just about energy. And I forget my second point.
Excellent.
What were you saying? Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk more about this Rivian webinar where they talked about
I think
2026, right? So that's next. Honestly, that's a month away.
Yeah.
So some of the things that they're rolling out in their next version, they came up with their own AI chip.
Okay.
Chips, yeah, it's number
Right.
three.
Right. One of the things. I'm telling you, there's something here.
There is something there. So they came up with their own chip. They're one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to have like a Siri or an Alexa type technology in the cars. Interesting, but not that cool. They are dramatically expanding self-driving. So today in Rivian, you can get on the major highways and it'll drive itself. Change lanes and speed up and slow down, keep you in the lane, and do all that. Has a bunch of sensors on it. But the next version, the R2, they're gonna have self parking. Lots of cars do that now, but they're going to introduce self parking, which they don't have today. And the coolest thing is they're going to have point to point driving. You sit, and this is where I think you start to have your itch scratched. You sit at your house, you say, I'm at my house, I want to go to the grocery store. You put that in your car and it drives you there. Or you're at the airport and it's 2 a.m. and you say, I'm at the airport, it's 2 a.m, come get me.
Yep.
And it drives down.
Yeah.
And when we begin to eliminate human drivers, and all of the randomness that comes with human drivers, I think driving becomes way more orderly, and fewer accidents, fewer deaths, probably quicker to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Even though we're not teleporting.
Yeah. So two things. One, my cousin who has a Tesla has paid for the self-driving whatever, and he's like, yeah, if I have an extra drink, I just have it drive me home, and it goes and when he's in a parking lot and he forgets where to park, he just has the car come to him. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think that's probably similar to what you were saying. The second thing is, when we get it squared away to be really completely self-driving, I can imagine car ownership decreasing a bunch.
100%.
Because then what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, I own my car. Let's say I own my car. I own my car and I'm going to drive wherever I want. And when I'm not using it, I'm going to essentially assign it as an Uber car. And then it'll go generate revenue for me, or at least offset its own cost.
Yeah.
And then come back and I'll plug it in. It plugs itself in, and then it goes and does the same thing. So it becomes a shared ownership thing almost, in that maybe I own it, it's an asset, but I can imagine a service where you just own the service, and they have that sort of, you roll up and you get any BMW you want. What is that company called that does, and they primarily do BMWs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this company.
It's a shared car ownership program, and they primarily do BMWs. But imagine that thing.
Car as a service.
Car as a service. Like, there's no reason for you to own a car. The same way there's no reason for you anymore to own music. Like, there was a time period when you would just buy the song and buy the album.
Yeah, buy the album.
You would have the album and you kept it somewhere, and you would take it out and you would play the album. And now I can't imagine that behavior anymore. So I can foresee a time when transportation is not about ownership at all. It is merely about transportation, the same way records aren't about records anymore. They're about music, right? So
Huh.
I don't know.
Don't know how we got there.
I think the analogies are there.
Yeah, no, I think the analogy's good,
Already
really good.
exist. Yeah, already exist.
Such a fun time to be alive, you know?
You know, I remember in 1998, 1999, going through the dot-com boom. And I thought to myself, dear God, I hope my children, who didn't exist yet, I hope my children have a similar boom, right? Or even in the early aughts, we would look back at the dot-com days and be like, man, that was a thing, right? I hope that happens again. And so I'm hopeful that for those that dig in, that this is an opportunity equivalent to the dot-com days, equivalent to when cellular technology became a thing, right? That was a big boom too. This is one of those times when, as Tim said, you can put your head in the sand and ignore it, or you can have so much fun with this. Oh my God,
gosh.
the dot-com days were so much fun. We thought we were so smart. We thought we were coming up with new business models that no one ever, like, of course, it was, in retrospect, duh. But it was so fun at the time, and I hope my kids take advantage of this opportunity that we have right now. Because Tim has done great in his life. I've done great in my life. Believe me, no regrets.
Hmm.
But I'm a game player, not a game maker. And so, like, take that for what it's worth, and that I'm not going to change the way AI is used. If you want it, if you're that great, go do that. But I'm a game player. Given the game that AI has laid out in front of me, we're going to have fun. That's all I got.
Yeah, no.
You still have two things you want to talk
What?
about this week.
I do. And one observation based on that, one of the things that's really surprised me, the generation after us, so my kids and that peer group,
Yep.
is really dislikes AI.
Yeah. Yeah. I have had students at the University of Washington do whole shticks on it.
Yeah.
I have had family members who may be editing this exact video because they feel differently from me. I've had them as a guest lecturer because I come from clearly one viewpoint. So I've had them be a guest lecturer to my classes to offer the counter viewpoint. And in fact, I believe they are working with policy groups on helping the states establish policies as to what they consider appropriate use of AI, which probably isn't bad.
I support that.
Yeah, probably isn't bad. And is acting as if they're a game maker. So that's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, love it.
So be a game maker, but if you can't, play that game because the game, you can win.
And there is no avoiding it, right?
I
There
think
is no
so.
avoiding
That's why I
it.
consider myself a game player, not a game maker. I think that die has been cast.
Yeah.
And so it's up to me whether I want to play that game or run away and hide.
Yeah.
And
there's no running away. My point is there's no running away and hiding. You're either going to be involved and learn how to be proficient, or you're going to get run over. I mean, it's black and white to me. Or frame houses. I mean, become an electrician, become a barber. That'll probably be AI-ified.
At some level, as AI gets better, it will be used to drive robotics. Those robots will end up doing things, right? And in that case, I can imagine a future where we do count on, what was it called, the income, universal income, and people have the space to do that which they care about, right? Only that which they care about, because the menial things are being done by menial things. But that future's so far away. Have fun in the meantime.
Yeah. for some reason, the Jetsons
Yeah.
came to mind. Their robot. I don't remember the
Yeah. What was her name?
Margie.
Yeah, something like that. And she is
Rosie.
Rosie, and she had sass too.
Yeah,
That
she was
awesome.
great. She was great. Okay, my two things. So the core of our business at Integrate IQ is integrations, custom system integrations. Right, we connect one system of some sort to another system. Sometimes that pushes data one direction. Sometimes it pushes it another direction. I've challenged everybody in the company to use AI to its maximum extent possible. And I started with the development team because that's where we will get the most leverage from AI. Historically, it's taken 8 to 10 weeks to build the first direction of the first sync of an integration, right? So you want to connect your CRM to your ERP system. Plan on it taking about 8 weeks for
Yikes.
that connection to happen. But I've been pushing really hard, and
2/3 of a quarter
for the first direction of the first sync, right? And often there will be multiple syncs. Now these aren't the simple ones, right? We don't get called in for something that's happened 100 times. We get called in for the challenging integrations, the ones that are in healthcare, that are in insurance, that are in banking, government systems, right? The ones that are really gnarly is where
I get that.
we engage. But you're right, 8 weeks,
right?
It's a long damn time.
It feels like a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are
because of the business problem underneath.
If you're an organization that has an urgent need, 8 weeks is tough. But
it's better than
what else are you going to do?
It's better than what they're dealing with now, which is I got to manually do stuff. I got to copy and paste CSV files and upload stuff. I've got batch work, and I've got 3 people that just check for data integrity, and I got one person that just cleans the data so that the data integrity people can even look at it. And that's what they got to do.
And that is
because these are business critical systems.
Yep. And then as an executive team, you have delays in information. Your information is very frequently cobbled together, and you hope it's right, but you can't be sure it's right.
It's directionally accurate.
Yeah. So I mean, you're kind of flying blind a little bit.
100%.
So
8 weeks is great. You can solve my problems in 8 weeks. I'll be patient, but still, because I'm an American who believes in instant gratification and blaming the victim. Why don't you have it done faster?
Man, we get that a fair amount.
Yeah. Because it's America.
Wow. Yeah, for lots of reasons.
Because it's America. I love America, by the way. Just we do ours.
We're impatient.
Yeah, we do instant gratification. Yeah. We do blame the victim, and we do no personal responsibility. It's our thing. It's our thing.
Yeah. You don't want to get me going down this road.
We also do invention. We also do creativity. We also do
We are the best in the world at evolution. I mean, technology, nobody better. The whole infrastructure that we've built to drive technology, nobody better at that. So integrations.
One way. 8 weeks.
Our dev team. So I've been encouraging them to deeply explore what we can do with AI, and they have developed a process by which they're taking that 8-week timeline and crunching it down to a day.
That's less.
And it's quite a bit less.
Yeah.
Now, it's early stages, so got to work through it. And so there's rough edges for sure. But for integrations that we've seen in the past, it is a game changer for us. It means, so we had a developer leave recently. Mm-hmm. And it means we probably don't have to backfill that position.
Yeah.
It also means if this goes as well as I hope it goes, we're going to be able to free up enough development cycles that we'll be able to begin to work on the roadmap for our software as a service applications, which we haven't been able to get anywhere close to. So we'll begin to rapidly improve those things. So, coolest use of AI over the last week is this rollout of a structured way to move ourselves from authors of custom system integrations to editors of custom system integrations. The next step, that's kind of the middle part of what we do. The next step is how do we streamline the front end so that when we do integration design, that seamlessly feeds into our development team. One of the things that we get a fair amount is our customers don't really know what they need or frankly what they want in the beginning. So we spend a lot of time trying to get business requirements as opposed to technology requirements so that then we can design and offer a solution that takes that solves a technology problem and unlocks the business solution for them. So next step for us, try to move upstream so that we are applying AI in the integration design, mapping, triggers, data transformation, all that design stuff up front that will seamlessly then feed into the development team. And then after that, will seamlessly feed into testing and rollout and improvements. So I think we've just knocked out a big piece of this, but there's so much more to go. I'm really excited about it.
Pause. So I've got a couple of questions.
Yes.
First is on the how much of this benefit, this reduction in effort, are you going to have to pass on to your customers?
Yeah.
That's one thing. I'll stop there. I'll pause there.
Yeah, it's a great question. It is when it gets ironed out, has the potential to be a fundamental change to our business model, right? So our customers pay us for expertise that translates into time, right? So we're the world's best at these complex system integrations.
Yep.
So how do you, and you and I are going to spend lots of time talking about this.
Yeah.
How do you make that transition to where we've come up with a technology answer to displace some of that expertise? Now, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's about expertise and getting it right. And there's more value in doing it faster. I think you would agree.
A time-based billing, a time-based fee is essentially a cost plus arrangement, if you think of it that way.
Right.
And so my second question,
before we move off this particular topic, I've seen a number of times the story where a homeowner has a problem and they need a solution to it. Let's call it a plumbing problem. And they are unable to solve their plumbing problem, and it's a real issue for them. And they bring somebody out, and they plumber tries to fix it, can't fix it. They make another call, and they bring out this plumber that's been around the block for a long time.
An awesome plumber.
And in 10 minutes, he comes in and he fixes the solution.
I know the story.
Yeah. He charges the homeowner 3 times what the plumber that wasn't able to fix it. And the homeowner says, "What are you thinking?
It only took you 15 minutes.
It only took you 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And his response was, "Yeah, it only took me 15 minutes because I just spent 35 years getting to this point where I could fix it in 15 minutes." So what you're paying me for is not the 15 minutes. You're paying me for the 35 years of experience that have gone into being able to solve your problem.
The way I've heard this same story was at a hydroelectric dam, the big turbines, one of the turbines isn't working and they can't figure it out. And so they call in an expert, and the expert spends like 15 minutes looking it over, turns a screw, everything works fine, leaves, sends them a bill for $10,000. And they're like, we're good, $10,000 for 15 minutes time. We're going to need you to itemize that bill. And he said, based on what? Well, time. You spent 15 minutes here. And he said, okay, I'll itemize the bill. I'll include something about time. And so he sends him a bill that says 15 minutes at $100 an hour, $25 for turning the screw, 9,900 and whatever the difference is, because I'm not good at math, $9,975 to know which screw to turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So same thing. But this goes straight into my second question, which is, okay, we're going to move from billing for time to billing for benefit, which is always what I hate cost plus models.
Yeah.
I see people do it even in robotics and information companies. So a company that's giving you information about how to run your business better, right? And they're like, well, but your system is based on this thing, and I can't pay you that much money for your thing. It only costs you $10,000 to make your thing. Why am I paying you $171,000 for your thing? It's like, because I'm driving $600,000 worth of value. Right? I'm saving you $600,000 worth of value. I'm asking you for less than a third of that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's difficult. It's easier in their situation where they're driving demonstrable value that's easily calculable.
Right.
So then they can say, look, my fees are not based upon what I deploy in the field. Ignore what I deploy in the field. That's going to change. I could deploy something else to get you the benefit you get. The benefit you get is $600,000. I'm charging you less than a third. So what's the equivalent in your business? How do you value like the value of that additional data, the value of that additional time for the integration? Like, look, you're getting your data X number of weeks faster than you would have with less people, resources to validate the data and clean the data and analyze the data in order to produce a report that's already late by the time you get it. Now you get a real-time report with this fewer resources. Those resources cost $400,000. The value of that extra time is $200,000. There's your $600,000, and I'm only going to charge you $171,000.
Yeah.
How do you get at that? Because then we can get to your 171, which has got to be more than cost plus and way more than the new cost plus.
Yeah. So the direct answer to your question is it depends on who we're talking to. So if we are talking to an executive team, very frequently they want visibility. And they want to have trust in the data that they are receiving.
High quality,
fast data, so they can make decisions to drive the business in a certain way, to save money, to increase revenue, to know where to invest. So that's very frequently the executive team. The sales team wants insight. From a couple of different directions. They want to have good insight from marketing. So when marketing qualified leads happen, they want them right now, depending on the industry. So if you think we do a lot of business in the lawn care industry, speed to lead is absolutely critical. You
Mm.
think if you want somebody to come cut your grass and you don't get them, or someone doesn't call you back right away, you're on to the next one, because you go from AAA lawn care to AA lawn care, just the next in the phone book.
Mm-hmm.
So speed to lead is absolutely critical. So having an automated connection with the right data means that their salespeople are getting on leads faster than prior. We talked to one, in fact, I think we ended up landing this deal. One company where a marketing would hand the sales manager a lead, and that sales manager had to type it in when they had time, between meetings, between phone calls, between one-on-ones, between doing all the bullshit corporate stuff you have to do, so that their salespeople would end up getting leads the next day or maybe even the day after, and they were losing deals as a lot of deals, as a result of that. We automated that process, and their conversion rate skyrocketed because they were actually able to get in touch with these prospects when it was still relevant for their prospect. So that's sales. Operations. This may surprise you, but salespeople aren't always the best at sticking to systems or doing it in a timely manner or being accurate about it. So operations, deal gets closed by the sales team, and then they go off to the next deal, or to get a cocktail, or to lunch, or whatever they do. And so the operations people have SLAs that they have to hit, and customers that they need to keep happy, with product fulfillment or even just product notifications. So if data can pass automatically and immediately once a deal closes, with all the appropriate information and the context that an operations team needs to fulfill a deal that had just been sold, without counting on the salesperson to do that, it's going to happen more quickly, it's going to happen more accurately, and the customer is going to be more satisfied, which means the salespeople have a better shot at selling deeper or more broadly into that same customer base. It's a really nice virtuous cycle that gets created.
Yeah, the only problem in benefit pricing, essentially participating in the upside of the benefit that you provide, is the ability to baseline and in each one of these areas, and have that be believed or agreed to by the customer in order to get your 171, in my example.
Yeah, I don't know that it's as hard as it may seem.
I'm just saying it's easier for a salesperson to say, we're $14.95,
100%,
rather than say, we get $14.95 if you increase your
speed to lead
by 35%, and we get paid $15.95 if it's 60%, and we get paid $16.95, right? It becomes a harder thing for the client to buy, because they have to participate in the establishment of baseline, and in their behavior has to change based upon the better information to improve that baseline, which then they're going to share with you. It's another variable to deal with, is all I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's not worth dealing with. I am saying it's 100% worth dealing with, because there's so much money on the table if you benefit price versus cost plus price. Yeah. Getting there can involve effort and systems on your own part to make that true. Patience on your own part to make that true. But it's absolutely worth jumping that divide.
So it's hard for me to imagine doing effectively a profit share with a customer, right? So we're going to increase your profit from X to Y. X, Y, Z, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to take a third of that. There's a lot of transparency and honesty,
100%.
and
100%. That's tough.
tracking that has. So I don't think that's our plan. Our plan is to, just like today, we charge a fixed price, right? And our pricing is quite simple. So it's the number of objects. So companies, contacts, deals, the number of directions that we're syncing information back and forth. And honestly, that. There's some other variables, but those are the core ones. And we'll still do something like that. Our challenge is going to be, and is today, frankly,
Mm-hmm.
helping the customer understand the benefit of
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that starts with business questions. And those business questions is a mindset for the sales team. So instead of what a sales manager would call showing up and throwing up, this is what our thing does, right? This is the feature. This is the benefit.
Mm-hmm.
It's $12.95. Do you want one? It's more inquisitive, right? So a salesperson in my organization needs to be curious. They need to be creative. They need to care about the customer's success. And with those things, and they need to be a little bit courageous, right? So once they come up with a solution that they know is the right thing because they've asked the customer about their situation, and they know that us or someone else has a solution to that, they need to be courageous enough to strongly advocate for that. Once a salesperson or an organization has that mindset, then value selling becomes pretty easy.
Yeah, and you package the pricing to be irrespective of the benefit they get. So it could be overpriced based on their benefit. It could be underpriced based on their benefit.
100%.
So that helps a lot because that simplifies your world a lot. No need to create a baseline. No sharing of the benefit. So that makes a ton of sense. The reason I was smiling as you were responding is you were mentioning a bunch of C words. They need to care. They need to be courageous. They need to be creative. So I often think in terms of 4 C words that I can pretty much evaluate, and then a couple of C words that I haven't quite figured out how to evaluate, but I give bonus points for it. Collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. Those are my 4 C's.
For hiring somebody?
For hiring somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. And for evaluating work, frankly, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm hiring for the work. So I look for what I'm going to need to evaluate later. Courage and curiosity are the 2 C's. One, which I'll give bonus points if I see. The other, I don't know how to manage it all, but I keep my eyes open for it, right? There's 6 C's there in Richard's parlance, in Richard's vocab. Oddly enough, so 2 points on the 4 plus C's is number 1, irrespective.
Yeah, that's a word. Pretty sure.
Of your use of technology or how technology changes your job or how the industry changes over time, being good at those 4 things, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, on collaboration, I don't mean debate. Debate is we come to the table, you come with one answer, I come with another answer, and we argue to pick who's a winner. Collaboration is I come to the table with the best of my thinking, you come to the table with the best of your thinking, and we don't leave until we come up with something better.
Yeah.
The presumption is What we came with is not enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
The presumption is we can plus whatever we came with. That's I think a lot of people think of collaboration as some form of debate or giving in or whatever. There's a responsibility under collaboration that we're going to do better, and that it's not enough.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that's clear, because a lot of people misjudge, they misunderstand the collaboration C. So at the University of Washington, my grading criteria are 4 C's.
Oh, interesting.
And you get extra points for courage. And I can't figure out how to grade curiosity, but it's absolutely one of the C's. Absolutely.
Yeah. For me, that shows up, and it's easier in a sales role. It shows up in, traditionally you would call this solution selling, right? Asking appropriate questions, and all of the appropriate questions, to understand your customer situation. So back when I was carrying a bag, I knew that I had a strong relationship with the customer when I could ask them questions about how having the right solution in place would impact them personally and their career.
100%.
So when I got to that place, I knew that relationship was where I had hoped it would be, right? Because I don't want to be a vendor. I want to be a true partner to somebody. And the curiosity bit is what gets you there, right? So it's asking all the questions, the whole universe of appropriate questions.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I can't imagine I didn't learn this from you. I'm just trying to think. I can't think of any other situation than this didn't come from you. Because everything I've learned about sales and marketing, I've learned from Tim. And the thing is, in a B2B sale, B2C is different. I learned that from advertising side. But in a B2B sale, if my product is good enough, I can make the sale. If the guy across from the person across the table from me, I am helping to save their job, make their bonus, or get them a promotion.
Yeah.
If I can do one of those 3 things, my product just has to be good enough.
Yeah.
And I've got that sales in the bag.
Yep.
And so what I need to unpack is that, yes, I need to unpack, is my product good enough?
Right.
But then more importantly, dude, how do I help you? Like, how do I make you famous?
Yeah.
How do I
get you promoted?
How do I get you promoted?
Yeah.
Because you get promoted, it's going to work out for me.
Yeah.
So, dear God, tell me the KPIs you're bonused on. I'll get you that bonus.
Yeah.
Dear God, tell me what's going to get you to the next level. I'll get you to the next level. Dear God, things are tough right now. Things are on the edge right now. I'll save your job.
Yeah.
If I can do one of those 3 things with my product being, I don't even have to be the best. Sony Betamax, better than VHS. I can just be VHS.
And you don't have to be cheaper. You don't have to necessarily be better.
100%.
Yeah.
So what your point is then, which I hadn't thought about at all before, is curiosity. My expression of curiosity in an authentic way is the way I get to those answers.
Yeah.
Because getting to those answers is what I need to do to be successful.
Yeah. And that's backed by caring.
Authentic curiosity.
Yeah.
Not, I have a series of questions to ask you.
Exactly.
Right? If I really care about you and your success, I can get there.
And you want to know, right?
Because it's cool. It's cool to know these things.
Think about how you would relate to your best friend or your brother or your wife, right? You're asking questions out of true curiosity so that you can help, right?
Yeah.
the energy behind all of it is so that you can further whatever that need is, or you can address that need.
I want to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
I think many people do.
Yeah. I think it's interesting.
I'm just more overt about it.
And I think that so many people are afraid of it.
Really?
Yeah. I think to your point, I think a lot of people do want to make the world a better place, but if you put yourself out, you're then exposing yourself to be attacked, to be wrong, and that scares a lot of people.
Going back to my game player or game maker comment,
Yeah,
that's not the breakout for people who can change the world or not. Right? So you don't have to be a game maker to change the world. You can absolutely be a game player and affect a bunch of people's lives and change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Without dictating the policy.
Right.
Within the policy, damn if I can't make the world a better place.
Yeah.
So I would caution people to think like you can only make change at a certain level.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, right? Anyway, that's interesting. I'm going to have to noodle on this more. Giving me some things to think about.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
This conversation
is totally off track.
This conversation is sort of how many of our conversations go, right? We maybe come in with a thought, and then they become their own.
Can I give one more thing on the awesomeness of Tim? I'm going to give one more thing. I'm not going to give him a choice to answer this. So I mentioned 5 minutes ago, a few seconds ago, that everything I've learned about sales and marketing, I've learned from Tim. I hated cold calling. I hated talking to new people, probably because I hate people, but I hated talking to new people about how I could change the world, right? What I could do for them, find out their problems, figure out how to make it better, like change
yourself up.
Change the world. Like how to cold call, how to sell the thing that I am awesome at. And Tim looked at me like I had three feds. And he's like, are you good at what you do? And I'm like, yes. Do you believe in what you do? Like, do you believe that that it has real benefit for your clients, right? It's not what he said, but that's the implication of what he said. Do you believe in what you do? Yes. Then why would you withhold that from someone? Like, why would you do them the disservice of keeping that a secret from them, right? Again, this may not be the exact words he used, but this is how it hit home. Like Richard, don't be a dumbass and withhold something that's going to benefit people. Tell them, because not telling them, it's not on them. That's on you. And it totally changed the way I work. Totally changed the way I interact with people in a sales meeting, because it's not a sales meeting anymore. It's not a sales meeting anymore. I believe in what I do. I believe in the benefit I can bring. So absolutely, I'm going to share that with you. And that came from him. Anyway.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's heard me tell this story multiple times, but not to this audience. So there you go.
Yeah, I remember that shift, and that you effectively owe it to the people that
I owe it to the people.
Yeah,
100%. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if your intent is to help, not be pushy, it's not your agenda.
Authenticity.
Yeah, and
So much.
yeah, it's such a game changer. And uh, I see you and your business and the roles you've played previously and the immense value that you're delivering. And it makes me so happy to see that.
It's the reason I get work is because people realize that they get value.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's professional service. It can be no other way.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do thank you for that. That was incredible guidance.
Yeah.
So learn.
Meh.
If I have seen further, it is because I have stood upon the shoulders of giants. I don't know who said that quote. It's an old quote, but this is your opportunity to stand on Tim's shoulders.
Our shoulders. Yeah.
Do we want to do any predictions on the future?
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Do we want to do the game? We've been like,
So
or do we want to do something else? I've thought about this a bunch and been like, what is something we want to say about the future that we get locked in because of the truth meter here?
Yeah. Do you want to claim that AI is going to be important? Let's see here.
Topical and timely. Yes, being topical and being topical and timely will push this into a time period. Like it'll date us. It'll date the thing. But I'm also thinking we can always cut this portion out of the video later. And it's just interesting to be to maybe set some predictions down and see how we do. I think we talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene and the fact she is going to run for office, even though she's quitting Congress. So things like that. I think we can talk about things like that. Not necessarily all politics, but there's been a tremendous sell-off in tokens, in
Crypto.
Yeah. We can talk about if and when crypto is going to bounce back and why. Right? I mean, there's a number of things where, and so edit all this.
SpaceX is going public.
SpaceX is going public. Like, there's a bunch of things where we could be like, our prediction for is.
Yeah.
Like, this could be our chance to talk about the future. Not just the game.
Do you have a topic that you?
No, not at all. But I want it to be more than the game.
Okay. We could talk about the U.S. economy. We could talk about the global economy, or we kind of predict. We could predict interest rate cycles.
It just went down.
It just went down a quarter point last week.
Yeah. The quarter ends. Oh, how's this Christmas shopping season going to be? Right? Or something like that.
But will we have statistics or metrics around that?
We will.
Everybody got fired. I don't know.
Oh, I get your point.
Yeah, I don't know that we will. Like, we don't get jobs reports anymore.
No, we can have retailers' financial reports, right? I mean, in the end, they either had a good Christmas or they didn't.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is in the K economy, right? So that there are some people who are doing well and spending a bunch of money, and there are a whole bunch of people.
We can swear. This is our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Whole bunch of people who are not doing well. Walmart's CFO talked this week how their core shopper, from a volume perspective, meaning the largest number of humans that shop there, how they've changed their behavior in that given price increases and whatnot, how they are always looking for deals, and how they are shopping less frequently, and how they are scaling down their shopping, which I think means buying less expensive items in the category.
I see. Yeah.
One of Walmart's responses to that is to to have more, not necessarily deals, but more promotions focused on a slightly higher shopper who themselves are coming down possibly or looking for value,
Yeah.
but still have plenty of money to spend.
Yeah.
So they're not, it's like Ford's F-350 doing well, Ford's Super Duty truck doing well, because Lincoln's truck offering is considered now too pricey,
Right.
but they know that your working man's truck buying isn't going to buy the Ford.
Yeah.
So Ford is focused on former Lincoln buyers as opposed to creating enough value to bring up the traditional Ford buyer.
Yeah, man, that's
Does that make
really interesting.
Walmart is doing that.
It's moving. Everybody's moving down a rung,
Everyone,
except for the really rich people that are just fine.
So interesting. I would have said it the opposite, which is the retailers are moving up a rung to as the anchor to their revenue, because their existing rung can't afford it anymore.
Right.
So on the K, where some people are doing better and some people are doing worse, if you were a retailer that focused on this category of people that are doing worse, you're like, I'm going to figure out a promotion to do to try to capture some of this.
Right. So I think we're saying the same thing from opposite
I
directions,
agree. It's
right?
just it's just language.
The way I would say is, except for the top 2%, largely people are struggling. And as a result, they are changing their behavior to reduce, God, I hope they are, reduce expenses as opposed to just take on more credit like the U.S. government, which is causing them to move, let's say, down market.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, whatever the next tier is down is reaching up to those people because their core market is slipping, right? So now they're going, oh, okay, well, maybe we can go up a little bit and capture the market above.
Walmart was talking about how their core shopper was doing more dollar store, doing only sale items, only whatever, right? So it's funny, you were talking in terms of the consumer was going down a rung. I was thinking in terms of the retailer trying to go up a rung.
Right.
We're saying the same thing.
Same thing. Just
we're
from
saying
opposite,
the exact same thing. But it's interesting that you took the consumer's perspective. I took the retailer's perspective.
Yeah.
Costco, same thing. Costco has always had a core demographic that was higher than you would think. You would think Costco is all about value and whatever, but it's really the average Costco buyer has a 6-digit salary right? Because they're often a small business owner that's buying stuff for their business or whatever, which is why then you see them sell boats. You see them sell diamond rings.
Coffins.
Maybe it's because there's a certain age category, so they sell coffins, apparently. I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the best healthcare you can buy is through Costco plans. I have recommended that time and again now to people, and people have been like, yeah, Richard, it worked out great. So you'll get a business owner that is starting to pass the business on to their kids and is worried about it, or they're like, we're not sure what to do with our executives, right, for a small business, right? So, and it's like, have them check it out at Costco and then just reimburse them.
Yeah.
Costco's got great plans because they are actually, even though they might seem like they sell SpaghettiOs in bulk and toilet paper, they're actually focused on a much higher level consumer than you would actually expect for a box store.
So we started this just part of the conversation about predictions.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We did start this on something.
So have you followed the Costco story recently at all?
I have not. What is the Costco story?
Oh. So Costco is suing the federal government over tariffs.
I did hear this.
Yeah. So the Costco lawsuit is based in a claim that the tariffs were illegal and arbitrary, and therefore they want the damage that's been done to them recouped. And so they're suing the federal government. Not a surprise, this has caused a big issue with the MAGA types. And the MAGA types have said, we're going to boycott Costco.
Good luck.
The flip side of that is the liberals have said, we're going to double down on Costco. Everybody's going to go get memberships or upgrade their memberships and spend more money at Costco. So an option for predictions is what is Costco's Q4
going to be? Okay. How intense is this right side language? Is it like Budweiser backed a trans person language, or is it DEA at Costco? Costco is one of the DEA? DEI. I don't know my initials. DEI in my acronyms. Because that was like a thing, but it was kind of a whatever thing. Whereas the Budweiser side, that blew the heck up.
That really surprised me. But yes, so it's hard for me to answer your question because, like everybody, I'm in my own little bubble. It's a big deal in my bubble.
I haven't even heard about it, so
which I find really interesting.
Yeah.
So
it's not on Fox News. I'm kidding.
Or News Nation, or
is News Nation bad?
America.
That sounds already
News. AON. America. I don't know.
On News.
Sure. Fair and balanced, I'm sure.
It's all fair and balanced. I'm pissed at both sides, frankly. So
I don't watch TV anymore,
yeah. Although we will be watching Monday Night Football here shortly.
We're going to watch the last quarter of Monday Night Football.
What are we eating?
Philly cheesesteaks, baby.
Philly cheesesteaks with whiz. Make sure you get it with whiz.
Okay. You want to make a prediction?
Yeah. Okay. So, not knowing anything about the situation and how bad the blowback is, I'm going to say that Costco is going to have a good Christmas season. I think Costco is having a good Christmas season. I think that's irrespective of the political drama. I think that's more about what I described with Walmart, in that people are going to look for deals. Even people on the upper side of the K curve, they're looking for deals. They have money to spend and looking for deals, and they're going to want to do that in a rational way. So Costco Electronics is going to do well. Costco Clothing is going to do well. Costco Hard Goods and Furniture, because that's not really technically seasonal. I think Costco's going to have a good fourth quarter, not necessarily absurdly good, but have a good fourth quarter.
Okay. My prediction is Costco will have a smoking fourth quarter. I think they're going to.
What, in any area particularly?
I hadn't broken it down by category.
What's going to drive that awesomeness.
Well, so Costco, the analysis I've heard is that Costco breaks even on everything in their stores. Don't hold me to this. 80% of their profit comes from memberships.
Oh, so
So
the increase in
$180
membership,
or
got it.
whatever.
The increase in new memberships is going to drive higher profitability.
Yeah. So my prediction is that sales will be through the roof. New membership ads will be through the roof. I think we'll hear about some boycott impact, but I think it's going to be way overweighed by.
I agree with you. I think that's going to be way overweight. I did not realize the profitability in the membership side. I'm thinking they've got to have a bunch of money in, meaning a bunch of profit. A disproportionate share of their profit is in high dollar items, not SpaghettiOs. It's in diamonds. It's in insurance and glasses. It's in boats. It's in cars. And I think now you can buy Hyundais. There's a whole brand of cars now you can buy at Costco.
Oh, they have a whole car program.
I know they have a whole car program, but I think they just inked a new whole car brand. I heard that they inked a whole car brand recently.
Are you telling me there's Kirkland brand cars?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they used to just do Chevy and Toyota, and now they've added Hyundai. I'm just saying that there's a whole additional brand available under the Costco banner. And so I think there's a disproportionate share of their profits are in that. I don't know if what I just said is true. I have no idea. If a disproportionate share of their profits are in memberships, then absolutely whatever happens in memberships will matter.
Yeah.
I thought it was in these high ticket priced items. And I think they're going to do well in the high ticket priced items, given the fact that people are looking for deals.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say it's going to be a record quarter for them.
I'm going to say it's good, not record.
All right. Well, let's see. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't take anymore.
I think we're not going to get to the subject. We'll get to this subject next time. This feels like a good place to probably.
It's been I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
It's been great. I hope you get lots of value out of it. Just to remind people where we were going today,
which we didn't do,
which we did not do.
Outsourcing. When's a good time?
How do you decide whether to outsource or build in-house? We'll pick that up another time.
I have opinions on that.
After that, the next topic is, what role should AI and automation play in small business today?
Oh, dear God, that's going to be a long one.
Yeah, that's going to be a long one. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. If you did, let's get the word out. So please share, tell people about it. And we will see you next time. We're out.
Bye-bye.